I feel like the main inspiration that kind of draws youth towards skateboarding is the fact that it's a counterculture in a lot of ways.
Surfing gave birth to skateboarding, which became popular in the 1950s. On days when the waves weren't as good, kids would take the wheels and axles off roller skates and attach them to pieces of wood, like 2x4s or anything that would work for them. By the mid-60s, skate brands like Hobie and Makaha started to produce better quality boards, which were made out of 7-ply wood. They used clay wheels and trucks that were specifically made for skating. It quickly became very popular on the West Coast, with the first ever competition being held in 1963 in Hermosa, California. In the early 70s, urethane wheels became the most popular wheel because of the smooth and silent ride they provided due to the softer Durameter. Around this time, banks, ditches, and pools were used for skating. Later, Californian homeowners had to drain their pools, which allowed people to create new tricks such as aerials and inverts. Steve Caballero was known for creating a trick called a caballero. Stacy Peralta was known for starting Powell Peralta and creating the lip slide to fakie. He also made timeless skate films like The Search for Animal Chin, which features the team riders like Caballero, Mike McGill, Lance Mountain, and Tony Hawk. Christian Hosoi was well known for creating the Christ Air, the Rocket Air, and Hosoi skateboards. Street skating became popular in the 80s and 90s when people would throw on baggy pants and shirts and go and find spots instead of going to a pool or park. This is also when skateboarding developed a bad name for itself because of its association with vandalism and disrespect. This led many establishments to tighten their security and ban skateboarding. It made it harder to skate places because of law enforcement and skate stoppers like metal notches in handrails and ledges. There have been many clips of security guards kicking skaters out, confiscating boards, and getting in fights with skaters. With the rising popularity of street skateboarding, along came a whole new generation of professionals and companies like Alien Workshop, Baker, Crooked, and Antihero. Portland has one of the largest skateboarding scenes in the world that you could completely miss if you aren't a part of it. There are a lot of low-key parks and companies that are stationed in Portland, like Nike SB and their nearly invisible warehouse, and Adidas and their company headquarters in Northwest Portland. Along with the big companies, there are also many parks and organizations that are non-profit. Evergreen Skate Parks is one of the Oregon-based organizations that helps build skate parks all around the U.S. They have built spots around Portland like Alberta, Gateway, Lewitt, and Commonwealth Park. Commonwealth is special to the skate scene because it is one of the only indoor parks that is open to the community here, which is very important in a rainy city like Portland. Other parks like Ed Benedict and Glen Haven are home to a lot of great street and vert skaters. But none of these parks are nearly as legendary as Burnside, which was started on Halloween 1990 without permission by Mark Red Scott. It is the first large-scale DIY park of its kind, and it's still a huge part of skateboarding today. It started as 2 little pours of concrete against a wall and is transformed over 27 years by locals into a massive transition skate park that takes up about half a block. Every year on its birthday, hundreds of skateboarders and drunk idiots meet at Burnside to enjoy gnarly skating and even gnarlier music.
I started skating probably around 5 or 6. I got a Shrek board. Me and my neighbor Chris would always go skate out in the front. Because he lived across the street, so we just meet in the middle and go do some flat ground in the street. And that's what got me started.
My dad got me into skating. My dad. He was like one of the first people to work at Cal's Pharmacy, the old skate shop. Like he was like one of the OG workers.
I started skating in about 5th grade. I didn't have like a specific person that got me into skating. I mean, I'd watch skate videos as a kid, but
I started skating in 7th or 8th grade.
My favorite thing about Portland skating, probably since I've been skating here my whole life, I know a pretty good handful of spots. So it's anywhere I go, I know a spot to skate, pretty much. So.
Probably the main part, the best thing about skating in Portland is the people. You can go to any spot and there'll be people there most likely, because it's kind of like a skate town.
It's really chill and it's like fun because there's a lot of spots, but also there's like good places to skate and like good like hills like Mount Tabor and stuff. It's like pretty sick.
Portland has a really big skateboarding culture. It's kind of a mecca for skateboarding overall, but just the accessibility of everything, I feel, the skate parks and the people you can surround yourself with. There's just a lot of resources available, I feel. There are a lot of things you can do with a skateboard in Portland.
Probably my favorite spot in Portland is Holiday, which is a school. It's right by my house and it's covered, so whenever it's raining we go there and skate. It's pretty much just flat ground, but anywhere I go I know a spot. And it's nice to just be able to go anywhere on the bus.
One of my favorite spots is definitely the PCC ledge in North. There's so many videos of skaters skating there, which is super sick. Like, I don't know, I just saw someone, they back 50'd the kink down the double set. It was wild. Also, like Ed and Glenn, definitely super fun skate parks. I love skating there.
Like Cade said, Holiday and Ed, because they're both local spots.
Recently I've been going to Alberta Skates Park. That's one of my favorites at the moment. Glen Haven's another really good one, Southeast, one of my all-time favorites. Downtown as well, a lot of good infrastructure, four-wheeled playground. I like vert and transition skating a lot more. I feel that's definitely my forte. I don't know, it's all fun, it's all good.
Favorite skater used to be P-Rod back in the middle school days. Now, probably Jamie Foy because he killed King of the Road, and T-Funk because he's so gnarly.
I don't even know. Honestly, my first favorite pro skater was like Paul Rodriguez because I met him. I've like met him a bunch and I've like been to his house and stuff. My dad was his filmer, like only his filmer for a while for SB. So like we've like been to his house for dinner and stuff. When he had a wife named Rainbow and she was super sick, but now he's dating some weird girl. She's dating some like weird YouTuber now and it's like annoying. But yeah, he's super sick.
Some of my biggest inspirations, skateboarding, definitely late 90s skaters, Tom Penny, Frankie Hill, Powell Peralta, Christian Hosoi, the Band This video, but also just some classics like John Cardiel, Antihero, Jeff Grosso. You can't beat him. I don't know, yeah.
I think why kids devote so much time and effort and give it so much higher priority over other things in their life is because it's so involved in our culture and so many kids skate. And it's almost like a peer pressure type of thing, like not in a negative way, but everyone skates and it's hard to not hop on the train. And it's also just really fun.
It's either you skate or you do like classwork and shit. Nobody wants to do classwork, so, you know, it's time passing. And if you're passionate about it, if you're good at it, you want to do it all the time.
I don't know, it's fun. Like most kids just like sit around or like walk around and hang out. And then instead of just like hanging out with friends in the normal way, you're like actually like doing something that's like fun.
I feel like the main inspiration that kind of draws youth towards skateboarding is the fact that like it's a counterculture in a lot of ways. That's like might be like the initial way it grasps their, or just gets their attention. But I feel also kind of just like the physical self-expression. I don't know how you can be an individual in it because there's so many subsects of it. You can find people that you relate with more, maybe not as a general culture, but you can get, and it's also interrelated with art and other things, and it's just like it's another form of expression. Charge!
Get up in the morning, slaving for bread, sir, so that every mouth can be fed. Oh, be Israelite. Wipe on my kids, up and a leaving. see.